Ugh. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Internet was tripping out. But what I was saying was, it depends on the power. It has nothing to do with really artifacts and skill points. It really has nothing to do with that. Um, like munitions isn't the best DPS. Munitions is okay, but it's not the best. Like a lot of munitions has issues with, same thing as gadgets. It has issues with hitting the target. The bullets and the projectiles, they're not all hit scan weapons. I mean hit scan powers, so it's not gonna like press button hit person. Like fire, for example. You know, if I do an attack, it's gonna automatically hit the enemy. If I do channeling ability and I miss, those bullets miss, I don't get the damage. So same thing with munitions. 14 million is low in DPS. Not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, like in general, that's pretty low if you're trying to be top DPS. Like top DPS in this game, you got to hit like 30 million plus, depending on the mission you're doing. Like munitions doesn't even come close. Like rage can out DPS munitions hands down because it's the animations for the attacks are guaranteed to hit no matter what, unless they get interrupted or stunned. You know, munitions and gadgets. Let me see, munitions, gadgets, hard light. I think of what else. Wait. And there's another power out there. I can't think of what it is. Those powers are not hit scan. So you're going to have a harder time reaching high points of damage. Like psychic or mental would do 27 million easy because it's guaranteed damage. Celestial can hit 30 plus mil damage easy. Most combo powers like atomic and etc., if they're combo based where you have to press multiple buttons to input, will hit higher numbers. Gadgets used to be a 20 plus million DPS until it got nerfed. Quantum used to be like that. Used to be 30 million plus till it got nerfed. And it's still powerful. It just depends on your loadout. But overall, it really just depends on your loadout and what the power does. Like nature can out DPS munition. Electricity can out DPS munition. It's guaranteed damage. Like I said, you really just got to look at the power. Alright, you can call me the crazy veteran that doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to DC Universe. If you want to, it really doesn't bother me. I've been playing this game long enough to where I've seen it all. So like the changes that they've done, the nerfs, the buffs, like I'll give you an example. Gosh, what's her name? Excuse me. Let me look up her name real quick. She is. She's one of the DC encyclopedias. Tiffany Smith. Was it Tiffany Smith or was it Tiffany Haddish? Works for DC. Tiffany Smith. One of the DC Comics representatives. She plays Munition, and when she plays Munitions, her loadout is freaking amazing. She hits hard. You know, she's doing about 20,000 in runs, but against Rage, who's doing like 50 million in damage in the same run, nowhere close. You know, like it's good damage, but it's not like if you're chasing scoreboards and you're chasing numbers, you have to look at what the power does best and efficient. Munitions has just got really slow animations, and some of the moves, some of the animations don't line up. Like some of the attacks won't land.
They think to defy me? They're dumber than my bestiamorphs. Ah, there's an idea.
Hello, Hologram Ninja. How's it going?
Metropolis Museum, researcher's log. The metalwork on these gauntlets is extraordinary.
Wonder Woman. Come to your senses? Ready to bow to me at last?
These exabytes do not belong to you, Circe, no matter how much magic they contain.
I do so love turning people into the beasts that they are.
No, she turned me into a rhino.
Quickly, move the exabytes to the portal.
Stop them! Don't let them take the exobytes to the portal! Stop them!
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh no. Amazon got one.
Quickly, move the exabytes to the portal.
Wonder Woman must not reclaim the exobytes. Ah, yes! That will do for now. You have failed, Diana.
You will not win this day, Circe. Savor this victory, Circe. It is your last.
My thanks to you, my champion. We have prevailed, as I knew we would, against Wonder Woman's noble cause. As always, I shall reward you richly. And remember that you are my finest warrior in a fight.
I was created by the gods to be a champion of peace.
Is that the old video?
I know the Olympian gods well.
Oh my
Their
god.
strengths and gifts.
That's Gina Torres' voice
And
from the original game.
Circe is a weak and jealous goddess. To worship her is to worship betrayal. To love her guarantees your own destruction. To her, love is taken by force, not given from the heart. It is a tyranny of lies. I pity her. For I know peace and love. And she never will.
I miss when Gina Torres was the voice of Wonder Woman. That's what made me play this game. Way back 9-10 years ago.
I
yeah, 10
am
years ago.
Circe. I am your goddess and will be obeyed. Magical exobytes belong to magic users alone. Heed my will or become my slave.
Metropolis Museum, researcher's log. This helm is beautifully gilded, yet quite formidable.
Dang, high resolutions. Dang it, control yourself. I mean, high resolutions, high frame rate. I say resolution. Yeah, I'm back to my beautiful self.
Grodd. That is one angry gorilla. He recently tried to invade the Metropolis waterfront and lost all his devolution tech to the Flash and Star Labs. Lex Luthor suggested you could get it back. If you feel like going ape, check in with General Grosha in the Midtown nightclub.
I don't think I hit the Superman statue, did I? Okay. No, I did not. Come on.
Grodd suffered a crushing blow when Starr confiscated our Devolver technology. Our resistance fighters managed to sabotage Star Labs' transports, so now our tech is scattered across Metropolis. But Starr is attacking anything that looks like an ape. That's where you come in. Get to it.
Oh crap. Oh no. Oh, come on. We can do this. There we go. That's actually one of my favorite fights in the game is playing against Ultraman.
This is Lex Luthor. Gorilla Grodd is a member of good standing in the society, which is why I'm humoring him in this endeavor. His plan to devolve humanity is absurd, of course. We can still turn the situation to our advantage. After you recover Grodd's tech, destroy Star Labs' containment devices. Show them that Metropolis is really more of a LexCorp kind of town.
Security breach detected. Attention. Mobile containment unit overload in progress. Evacuate the area for your own protection.
Guerrilla technician report. Brilliantly designed cyber gauntlets will strengthen our grip around humanity's puny net. Technician report. The empathy helm allows General Grodd to crush the enemy with a mere thought.
We'll do our best. It's a mess down here. Over and out.
This is the end of the line.
Security breach detected. Similar unit removed. Unit reaching pressure overload.
Star, I need backup.
Dang.
Security breach detected. Danger. Mobile containment unit overload in progress. Evacuate the area for your own protection.
Star, I need backup. I'm hit.
Security breach detected. Signal module removed. Warning. Unstable.
Star, I need backup.
Security breach detected. Similar unit removed. Unit reaching. Stand back.
Don't make me do this. Halt! You are trespassing in a restricted area.
Security breach detected. Signal module removed. Warning. Unstable reaction in progress.
I wish munitions had a better DPS power though. I really do.
Stop me! We must keep him from taking anything off site. This is the end of the line. I'm hit!
Security breach detected. Danger. Mobile containment unit overload in progress. Evacuate the area for your own protection.
Proximity alert. Notifying base.
Security breach detected. Danger. Mobile containment unit overload in progress. Evacuate the area for your own protection.
I need backup.
Security breach detected.
What's up?
Unit removed.
So hold on, let me switch, dude. I forgot I got one more dead. I got it till midnight.
Okay.
The end of the line.
Security breach detected. Single unit removed. Unit mission.
Grodd's goal is to reclaim the planet for the apes by devolving them all to primal states. I was going to reclaim it for the couch potatoes, but I just never got around.
I got it till midnight to get this down.
Yes, Commander Grodd. I'll
To
send
get
it
the rest of
right
these
away.
marks.
Grodd said you would be
So I could go on and unlock my gear. And I might get my battle lust warrior.
Forces are planning their attack on Star Labs to regain his broadcast device. They're hoping for a backup or a primal customer. Grodd command will give you what you need to make Star Labs.
Grodd is calling. Yes, Commander.
Oh man. Man, these episodes of DC TV is getting interesting.
I obey.
Oh, yeah.
This is outrageous.
Oh yeah, dude. Look, these are the episodes before the crossover, so although it was leading there, dude, the setup is going beautifully.
Humanite tried to take over the island. Improvise.
I was like, yeah, last 10 episodes of Arrow,
Device to conceal gorilla
it's gonna break my heart to see this show go.
No, get back.
I can agree.
Huh?
I can agree. I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen enough to where it's a good dang show.
No, please.
Yep. Last 10, dude, the crossover is like the last episode.
Self-destruct.
Yep, the Arrow part of the crossover is going to be the last episode of the crossover. Don't worry, you'll have to get caught up pretty soon. That's why I kept telling you, man, you need to watch it so when you take over, you'll be caught up because you gotta do at least a good year and a half for the next
Just stay away.
before you take over.
It hurts so bad.
You gotta catch up on
I have 2 degrees.
8 seasons of Arrow, 6 seasons of Flash, 3 seasons of Black Lightning, 5 seasons of
They're at season 4 of Black Lightning?
No, it's 3.
Oh, I already watched the first season.
Mindless slaves.
Yeah, but you need season 2 and the current one.
Yeah.
And then 4 episodes of Legends. 4 seasons of Legends.
I'll give you anything. Just stay away, please.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then 5 seasons of Supergirl. And you see all the catching. No, I told you, man, watch a little bit at a time. When you take over, you probably be maybe a few seasons behind.
What are you going to do to me? You're just anything. I'll give you anything.
By the time you take over, they be into
Do this.
Arrow be done, but all the rest of them will be in season 6. Some will be in season Black Lightning being 4, Supergirl being 6, Flash will be in 7.
What are you just another of Grodd's mindless slaves?
At least be caught up to whatever the latest is.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I say, well, I'll just watch a little bit at a time. Watch them all at once. Watch 2 episodes here, 2 episodes there, until you get caught up.
Of course I have a license. The crazy car just stopped responding.
Why must you do this? It hurts so bad. What's that? What are you going to do to me?
I hate fighting these damn things, man.
You're just another of Grodd's mindless slaves.
Well, you missed some interesting conversations.
Where?
Please, I have 2
on my stream and chat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Star Labs supposedly metropolises.
What I missed?
Need to work on exabytes with Superman.
Conversation about
For things like
highest DPS. One of the
Power?
Yeah.
Grodd is in position inside.
Ice.
He needs a distraction.
Ice is the reigning champ, man.
I suggest you destroy Star Labs'
Yeah,
nullifying devices and activate the
one
confiscated
viewer
field
was asking about DPS. About they were saying that they like water, but they hate how it's so low in DPS, even with the buff. Yeah, that was what I said. So yeah, I was just briefing them on, you know, how DPS works in this game. And,
Yeah. I mean, water got high DPS. I mean, it's not up there with ice. Ice is just fucking retarded. I don't know where that ice even got the damage from like that.
yeah.
I was just like, all of a sudden, ice is like the king of the reigning champ. It was. So then you have, and then what's the and heart, not heart, like rage is right under it.
Yeah.
And so but still, I think water's still like fourth out of the chain. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Person was saying that they haven't seen a water player out DPS them, and they use munitions. Now, I was explaining to them the flaws in munitions.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a hit scan power, so.
The thing is with munitions, it has no power interaction.
Yeah.
They changed it, unlike every power. It's like, do this move to increase. Excuse me. And like, do this to increase the damage, blah, 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 blah. You know, it just like, munitions is like just come out, shoot your guns, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, you know, granted, it puts up high-ass markers. I've seen it. I've seen Tiffany. And so, Tiffany said they're going to be online later on the hero side.
Okay.
Once you see her do you will be looking like, how the fuck she's putting up these numbers? And I just like, and she said, don't rely on the power interaction or reaction. Just go for the raw DPS damage, because that's what it is now.
Yeah.
It puts up the big numbers without the power interaction. I was like, what? That's just out of the norm. In DC in general.
Yeah. Well, it was made for trolling only, so it makes sense to me, but it's still just,
Yeah, because I was like, man, Tiffany be like, yeah, why like we're gonna do a raid, and you'll be seeing Tiffany like at 20 million damage. You'd be looking like, how the fuck? Yeah, because you're gonna be the highest DPS and everything, unless Barn jumps on, and then
yeah.
I haven't heard from him, but Tiffany said she's gonna shoot me a message when she logs in.
Okay.
It can be on the villain side. I'm trying to get a lead call. So.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
I'm surprised she's not trying to help you out.
She's not. She's the leader of her own league.
Oh, okay. I mean, just with the league hall for the villain side.
I kind of wish she would, but she was like, nah. She's one of them peeps. She's one of them like, I take my league seriously type of guild leader. gotta have like you gotta jump through hoops to even join her guild, to join her league. That's why I'm not in hers or crimes.
Oh, okay.
Mostly all the ones that play this game, they either in her or crimes league. You know? Oh, you should join us. Never. So, no, because to be in their league, you have to be active. Like, dude, Tiffany, if you're not active, and if you go 2 days without being active, she automatically kicks you.
Or quantum space, or something.
Yep. Well, if you don't have no reason to tell, like, you have no reason to be like, you gotta have like a real good reason, like, hey, it gotta be before you leave, while you haven't logged in, like, hey, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Grodd and his army isn't.
and crime league is like, if it's like 7 days, he automatically kick you. Like, you gotta go a week without being inactive and he kicks you. Yep, but you gotta be you have to be at least, you gotta have at least 220 skill points to be in their league.
Stand by for the next stage of your evolution.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's not easy being in their league.
Enjoy your higher state of being.
But the thing is, they're out, like they very active. Like there's no inactive member in their league. Like Tiffany's league, I think got like 15.
Stand by for the next stage of your evolution.
Yeah, and crime league is big. I think crime league got like 20 or 30 the last time he told me. But all these members are active.
Stage of your evolution.
Dude, I take long ass breaks.
Enjoy your higher state of being.
I take long ass breaks. I take long ass breaks, and you don't agree with the graphics and what's going on with the game, what makes you stay away from it. That's why me and you can never join.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I don't have valid reason.
Nah, I ain't saying you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I ain't saying you don't, but like for their leagues, that's what required. I'm like, hey, I understand that. Yeah, cause they asked if you wanted to join. I was like,
Guerrilla technician.
I don't want to belong. You know, so why not? I was like, because he don't agree with the graphics or the look of the game, keeps him away. Like he only on to help me out with the league card. After that, you probably won't see him. Well, unless when he gets his legendary, you'll see him until once that month's gone, he'll be back on Monster Hunter. Like when we get that league off and he gets his subscription over, he's gonna be back on the league. You're not gonna see him
until they make some serious changes.
Fall back. Fall back.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can do like the bare minimum, like I wouldn't mind coming back and working on some characters, but they really need to fix the performance of this.
Yep, and that's what I told him. Like, yeah, you're not gonna see Milan until like they make changes. Because the A-Tech is fine. I want to. Well, the difference between you and Milan is Milan actually went to school. He know how games made, and he can't turn off that side of his brain. We can because we don't know how this game is made.
Yeah.
So, he went. Yeah, I told him he went to school to he know how to make a game. So he's gonna see shit that we're not gonna see, and he's so you know.
Oh, speaking of, did you look at the video?
No, I didn't. Because like after I got done eating and cleaning up, Flash and Arrow came on. I just copied the link and sent it to sent it to Spildo and the people at Daybreak, but I didn't get a chance to look at it myself.
You should look at it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look at it. I'll look at it on my way to the office in the morning. Yeah, but no, I didn't get a chance to look at it because it was like by the time I got done eating and cleaning up, it was like, oh, flash is on. Yeah. So.
Decontamination starting. All fuel contaminants will be removed.
That dude, I be feeling like I want to punch this one cop in the face.
What the heck?
Like if I was really in this game, Officer Detective Sergeant Roxy would be getting her ass whooped. Like she's talking to you like she's the most OP cop on the force. Like bitch, I have powers. I would toss your ass. I would earth and grip your ass through the cop car. And not give a fuck. Yeah, cause she just talks and man. Yeah, look, I don't like heroes. I don't like costume freaks like you. It's like Harvey Bullock talking shit to Batman, but red death.
You threatened humanity for the last time.
Talking about? Like, I don't understand.
The speed force just got an upgrade.
This is one thing about this game, man. We are not allowed to go ham on the NPCs. Because Officer Watson, her ass, I would be tossing her ass through the goddamn car. like right now. Right now, this real life. Cause she, out of everybody was like, I think you, oh no, she gotta be the one talking shit. Like she just got life. Like she just sitting over there with like,
that's a new
Cure kicked her ass or something. Like she One Punch Man, Saitama up in this bitch. I would earth and grip your ass. If I was a real villain, I would earth and grip your ass through that cop car. Like this. Or I pick up the cop car and throw it at your face to show you you're not the shit.
Faster than lightning, that's me.
Like, dude.
Fastest man on earth.
And she gets me
I'm always
every
on the
time.
go, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Move fast, think fast, and these days, there's a serious need for speed.
Her and the other chick, Harris, Officer Harris. Y'all
so when some super genius claims are gonna slow me down or stop me in my tracks?
High tower, y'all.
I say bring it.
Oh shit. I'm not a villain.
Because to me, they're just standing still.
One thing about villains. One thing about this game. I wish they do change. Let us attack some NPCs in this piece. I feel like I'm doing my true villainy every day because I'm not attacking nobody.
Have to escape. Have to stop you.
Start knocking out these.
Oh, get out and stop you, Grodd. Laugh it up, Grodd. You know you can't hold me for long. Don't think you've won yet. Oh, get out and stop you, Grodd. won yet.
I think my internet stabled out.
Oh, okay. Did you download the app?
No, it was just. I think they're still working on my area. It like dipped for a second. But man.
I can't wait to see the anti-monitor man in this show.
Shame they'll need to rebuild instead of focusing.
He already wiped out 2 Earths, man.
Wow.
A job well done.
Yeah, you don't see him yet, but you see his antimatter. He destroyed 2 Earths already. I was like, oh, he's gonna be so awesome when he arrives. Gonna give me hype to fight him in the annual event.
Sheer. Dual wield is great. I love dual wield. Shield is cool. Shield is more, I think it's more for tank powers, but to be honest, just use whatever weapon you want. They're all fun. Yeah, using them is more than half the fun too. Oh yeah, when does the anti-monitor event come back? Is that for the...
It comes back in it's every January.
Okay.
Yeah, every January. It's the anniversary, the DC anniversary event.
Okay.
I can't wait for that event, man. I collected all the base items from the first year of the event. Yeah. On the heroes and villains side.
Ever heard of Eclipso? His black diamond can turn even the sweetest soul to evil. And now Cersei wants to set him free. Felix Faust in the safe house has more.
Man, I love weapon mastery with shield, especially when you bust that hammer out of nowhere. Oh, it's so beautiful. Fucking Red Death, man. I hate your soul. That's another character I'm looking forward to in the show, Red Death.
Oh.
But he ain't coming out until after the crossover. That woman started off pretty good. I was surprised.
The show looked really good to me from the start. I was just curious. Some of the dialogue and some of the questionable scenes about that show just kind of throw me off.
What, the 3-year disappearance of Batman?
Yeah, and then her whole don't confuse me for a man, I'm a woman, and all that nonsense.
Well, that would happen in Kate Kane's story anyway.
Yeah, but it's just the way they do it in this show is kind of like throw it in your face, and it's like, man, I just want to see Batwoman kick butt and like be cool.
Yet.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, that's what I want to see. You know, it's like I want to see the story, not, you know, all the I am woman, hear me roar, blah blah blah.
Oh, you know they gotta get that out of the way.
Yeah.
No, they have to get that out of the way. Because they didn't do it, all the crybaby women nerds would be all like, "Oh my God, they didn't do that." Trust me, dude. Like the first season of Supergirl, that's exactly what they did. They did exactly what you was talking about. Cause Supergirl, they started off with Supergirl, you know, getting back into the swing of things because she sealed away her powers to be normal. As she gets back into the swing of things, and then you just see Supergirl kicking ass, and that whole women hear me war shit was absent, and all the female nerds was all boycotting the show, saying that the first season should be redone to make her more. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So your issue with Batwoman is the issue. Your issue with Batwoman, the reason why they didn't go that route with her.
Wow.
Cause they want to run into the same problem they have with Supergirl. Like, heck yeah, dude, like Supergirl in the first season because all the nerd feminists, like the show almost didn't make it past the first season.
Wow.
Yep, and they want to CW. They're like, "Oh, we don't want a repeat of this. Y'all gonna get what y'all want."
Wow.
Yep. Yep. Blame that on all, cause the original plan they had for her, they were just gonna skip the origin story, and then they was gonna do her origin story as flashbacks. So that way you'd get her in the first episode. You're supposed to already get her as you know. As Batwoman, and everybody knows her as Batwoman already right off the bat. And then you was get her origin story where she been at for the past 15 years through flashbacks. But because of the outcry of Supergirl, they were like, "Nope, gotta change it."
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, because Greg is like, we did enough origin story. Yeah, he don't like doing them. He's like, we already did it with Arrow, we did it with Arrow, we did it with Flash, we did it with Legends. I want the next group of my shows to be origin story. I don't like doing them.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Want an origin story, pick up a comic.
That's his thoughts. You want an origin story, read a comic, you know. I'm here to get. Like he said, he thought about the butt kicking.
Yeah.
That's why Black Lightning didn't have an origin story.
To be honest, it needed it. It really did need it.
It did. But the thing is, that's Greg's thing is he don't like doing origin story. He's one of them he's one of them producers. I just want you to get up in here, know this character, and then he like, I want you to grow with the character. You need an origin story. Black Lightning kind of did though. I'm like, I like the way they did. I like the way they did it with flashbacks. It's like, it's okay. It's good that you did it with flashback, but you know.
Yeah, because like he's not in the suicide slums, so it's like too many questions, too many different Black Lightnings. Like this is the one that went to.
The reason why, because in the CW story, the suicide slums haven't been established yet.
Yeah.
That part of that established that part of the DC universe yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. But and I get that, you know, you want to introduce people to too much of the DC universe at once.
Yeah.
So especially people that don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But I understand why, and the reason why he haven't did it because he's still trying to get steel done, a steel show done, and that's why he haven't introduced the Suicide Slums yet, because he want to bring that in when he brings in steel.
But that would have been a perfect way to cross over into steel if Black Lightning was already there and established as a show.
Yeah. Yep. So, but I said, man, how are him and Freeman? I can get down with that for now. So for now, and another reason why, because the Freeman, the city of Freeman in the DC realm is close to Dakota City, and he's going to bring in Static into into Black Lightning. So that's another reason why he did that too. So he also Static is going to happen.
Okay.
And you meet Virgil, or you see Virgil in this past like the last week episode. Not last week, this week episode. You've seen him.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, because he's howling thunder. He got a little thing for thunder.
Oh, okay.
Not thunder or lightning. Lightning. He got a little thing for lightning. So it's like, oh, yeah, he got a little thing for lightning. Now that her boyfriend's gone, and he's like, you see her flipping pictures through the phone, like, you know, trying to reminiscing about her boyfriend, which is Painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
So she's reminiscing about Painkiller, and he comes up like out of nowhere.
Hmm.
I'm kind of wondering how y'all gonna turn him into Static though. I mean, they got the perfect revenue, the green light babies. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of fun to see how that works though. I feel it's like. And then we got to see this dude actually play Static. Man, if you don't do a good job, man, this show's gonna go downhill very fast.
Very fast. So fast.
Yeah,
I will make a whole YouTube channel dedicated to bashing that show. Oh my god. I will do it too.
Yep. So. Yeah. Because the first reveal, because CW, when they introduce a new character, the first thing they do, they always release the character out and how he's gonna look in the uniform. So they do the uniform. So that's gonna be the clear hit into what CW is gonna do with Static.
Some strange weather. Apparently, Speed Force is.
Yeah. Greg, like, I want Static in the universe. So I want Static. I want him in. And so,
I'll point you at the richest targets.
Because you want him in, he's doing it incorrect. Right. There's a lot of things I want DC to do, but the likelihood of them doing it correctly, now that's the problem.
Same here.
Like I wanted Vandal Savage. I got Vandal Savage. Unfortunately, the guy they picked at Vandal Savage made me believe that he was Vandal. I was like, oh fuck, you're Vandal Savage. If they do Vandal Savage in the movies, yo, they better bring your ass back, because that dude was more evil than the Vandal Savage in the comics. That dude was sadistic to no end. Holy shit. And his story was awesome. And I was like, that made, like his story made better sense than his origin story did in the comics. And that's saying something. So I was like, you know what? Yep. so I like, so y'all better do, so y'all better do, and before then they revealed him in the costume and how he looked. I was like, I can get down with this. But I couldn't. Then Annie Monitor, I wanted to see Annie Monitor. They revealed his costume. They revealed his costume. I was like, oh man, he looks awesome. The dude they got playing Annie Monitor, he's doing a good job. He's playing the Monitor right now. I was like, he's doing a good job. I believe you can make that crossover to Darkness. Yeah, you're playing the good Monitor. The chick they got playing Killer Frost is amazing. Oh my God, I was like, dude, I never thought that, like, I never thought the chick from Bones would be like, to be all, but Eric could pull that off.
The Sentinels cling
Oh,
to
wow,
their
really?
relics in the hope of cleansing.
The chick that actually played Bones, she was in there though. She was like one of the side characters. I wish they'd been now, like, not that this Killer Frost is good. I'm hoping they bring in the other Killer Frost that like super evil. Oh, this Killer Frost turned good. He was all bitching. Oh, man, Killer Frost is not good. I was like, pick up a fucking comic, dude. Like Kathleen Snow was her Killer Frost started off evil, became good, then the evil Killer Frost came and killed her. But she was like, "Oh, you can't be called Killer Frost if you're not out here killing people. So guess what? I'm gonna take your place. I charge to the chest. I charge to the head." Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You're like, you can't be Killer Frost. And when people don't realize, dude, DC titles are mantles. Like, people still stuck in that whole, like, why there are so many Batgirls in one universe?
Flames of magic will purify you.
There's a title given to the female who trains under Batman. It is a title. It is not distinctly different.
The larger the shard, the more power the Shadow Men.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got a question for you. This one came from my chat earlier.
Yeah.
What mortal men are allowed to be on the island of Themyscira?
In the DC comic?
Yes.
What's that dude name? Damn it. I forget his name, but he's Flag. Captain Flag. He's the leader before he became the leader of Suicide Squad. He was the only man that was allowed on Themyscira from when he crash landed on there. That's how Wonder Woman original origin story began. He crashed on Themyscira, and then he helped the Amazons against Ares. And so for that, they realized, oh, you have a free pass.
Huh.
Yeah, he was Wonder Woman original love interest before they made her like bisexual and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. And then there's one more. There was one more, but he was later banned because he ended up betraying the Amazons and joining Ares. Yeah, he became a real douchebag.
Building up inside of me.
Yeah, but I forget his name. His name is Captain Flag. So but they changed. But when Wonder Woman, well, they changed his origin story too. So, because originally he was Wonder Woman love interest, and then where is it? In DC 52, Love and War, and War, which was she started to fall for Superman. That was the cover of the 52 Love and War. It was Superman and Wonder Woman kissing each other under the moonlight.
The flames of magic will purify.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite covers. And they was a thing for the 52s. And then when in Rebirth they switched it back to Lois. Everybody lost their shit. Yeah, because in the 52s, it was Flag, and then before the 52s, in Golden Age, it was Batman. And so she went from Flag to Batman in the 52s, and then in Flashpoint Paradox, it was Aquaman. Then it was Superman afterwards. And everybody lost their shit, and then it was like, no, he needs to be back with Lois. No. Oh yeah, dude, people went crazy. Because Superman was dating Wonder Woman, and then Batman was dating Lois Lane.
Oh.
Yep.
That seems
moved to Gotham and everything, because what happened was Bruce Wayne came to Gotham. It was Batman and Superman 2021? No, 19. Sorry. Batman and Superman 19. In the 52s, Batman comes. This is how Batman and them meets in the 52. Meets Superman. Batman comes to Metropolis to track down Poison Ivy. To track down Poison Ivy, who came to Metropolis. So he was wondering why would Poison Ivy be operating in Metropolis? So he came there as Bruce Wayne to open up came there as Bruce Wayne for some charity event or something or another. So he came there, Bruce Wayne, and then ended up meeting Lois, and Lois, like, you know, people like love at first sight. And so, on the mission, when he ends up saving her, he ended up losing his cow in the process, and we feel that Bruce Wayne was Batman. So, she felt betrayed and hurt and all that stuff, but she ended like, hey, you really Batman, then, you know. I'm not gonna say anything. So she didn't say anything. Then she wasn't confessing her feelings to Bruce Wayne. Yeah, Bruce Wayne was all like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I have no choice but to mess around with you." She ended up dating. Yeah, they end up dating. She ends up moving to Metropolis to Gotham and start working for the Gotham Gazette. Yeah.
Here's a question from my chat. Was Bruce Wayne ever allowed on the island of Themyscira?
Yes. In Supergirl issue 8, which takes place in an alternate universe. Instead of Supergirl crashing, it was actually a series. It actually was a movie about this. But instead of Supergirl crash landing in Metropolis, she crash landed in Gotham and was found by Superman, who then alerted Superman about the whole ordeal. Superman wasn't able to really like train her, but he was able to train her, but like when she moved to Metropolis, she completely lost control of her powers, and that when Wonder Woman, like, she don't need to be with you, she needs to be with us. And so so Wonder Woman took in Supergirl to train her on the island of Themyscira. And so, and because she was being trained on the island of Themyscira, Batman was responsible for finding her, Wonder Woman and Apollo allowed Batman to come and go from the island, and Superman too, as they pleased.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, there you go, Sheer. Yep.
The flames of magic will purify you.
But it's a very good comic. It was like it's like I think it's like 6 comics long. So because like after that it was like Doomsday ended up invading because Darkseid ended up using Doomsday DNA and created like a Doomsday army, and he invaded Themyscira to take Supergirl, train her to be the new leader of his what do you call his Fatal Furies, or his Fury 5 or whatever. I forget the name of what they're actually called. But like it's like 5 of them. They're like the highly skilled.
Oh yeah, the 5 women that are like his assassins. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, his assassin. Big Bertha was one. Big Bertha was one of them.
Yeah.
Before she escaped with scot-free.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he came there. So Supergirl was supposed to be Big Bertha replacement. Yeah. So so he invaded Themyscira to kidnap her, and then he kidnapped her, and then Granny Goodness wound up brainwashing and reconditioning her, and made her fight Superman. And then, but he ends up like bringing her back, and they both end up kicking Doomsday's ass. After Batman was also in the series, was also in the movie. How they end up getting Supergirl back was Batman. Batman took his pods, what they call his apocalypse spores, which are like pretty much bombs that are capable of destroying the planet. Batman got a hold to the bombs and detonated the whole arsenal and told Darkseid, if you kill me, you destroy yourself and Apocalypse with you. Yeah. And then that made Darkseid back down. The reason why Darkseid would never invade Gotham is because he respects Batman for what he did. Because he was like, so you would stop at nothing to meet your end goals. Me and you are the same, and I respect you for that. As a respect, you will never have to worry about me ever attacking Gotham again. We found respect. Batman, the only person that can get a god to like him. Don't have imagination for shit, but can't earn the respect of gods.
Are you streaming right now, or are you just playing?
I'm streaming.
Okay. I'll link your channel in my chat.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yep, I'll answer any DC question. Got lucky my friend Crime not here, because we be in like a debate. Crime got to add his condition. Yeah. See, Anthony's right. But you also took out this, and this. Yeah. So I'll give you the short, sweet version. Crime give you the 3-hour explanation. So
Past us all. You will not return Eclipse to power.
Please, you've got to help.
everybody in this mission has super speed. Including me.
Wow.
And my people are gonna learn, man. You don't jump in front of the head of the tanks.
The flames of magic will purify you.
You better be lucky the healer was with you. Usually jumping in front of the head of the tank usually end in death.
Yeah, especially in non-traditional games.
Heck yeah. Like doing Final Fantasy, going in front of the head of the tank is guaranteed death. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. You jump in front of the tank, oh, you're dead. You'll catch all the hate. I remember this. Oh man, I remember this dragoon when they had of me. I was like, oh, all right. I'll tell you when I was playing. You know, this is when I first started with Gunblade, and so this dude is like, oh, I'm just gonna jump in front of the head of the tank like he the man. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. He was right in front of me, went into a herd of ads, and got worked. I'm like, yep, look at that. Look out, like, yep. You was like, man, why you let me die? I let you die. You jumped far ahead of me. What you want me to do? By the time I caught up, you was already at half life. And you know what he did? And he go in front of me ever since. for the rest of the mission, he stopped and waited for me. He stopped right where the ass spawns and waited for me to come in front. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
DC was like that, man. I remember when we first started playing DC?
Oh yeah,
DC
I remember.
Like that.
I remember.
That was the rule in DC. I'll jump in front of the tank. Now, dude, it's like, oh, you didn't like. I remember when you needed a tank on every mission. Like you can do a mission without a tank, but without a tank and at least 2 healers.
You dare invade this place?
Now it's like some shit. You can go in the mission with all DPSs and be okay.
Yep.
This game became about DPS real quick. Oh, they finally caught on to my strategy of do things. You know, you really need. And why you need healing? If you only need to just kill shit, like trolls are the thing you need now. Like DPS and trolls, you know, we need that power.
The flames of magic will purify you.
I don't see why people still use jackhammer for the earth tanking.
No.
Oh, dude, that does nothing. And totem does nothing. Like I give more health and HP just off the move I got. Totem, and then I also why need jackhammer when the pet has jackhammer.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't get it. And the earth tank I was playing with yesterday. Oh man, you should have been on yesterday night, man. Woo, lucky I didn't stream that, man. Dude, Tiffany and Crime went ham on this earth tank.
Magic of millennia.
Yeah, dude, he had no pet. He had none of the pets, and he was just going around jackhammering everything, like he's the no pet, jackhammering everything like he the man. And what's important? No aggro. No aggro. Dude, Egg got one-shotted by Ivory. Have a one shot. How you get one shotted by Ivory? Oh man, dude, it was like, dude, and it was funny how it happened. He just was like so we was doing the Batman Who Lies. We was doing the last part of the Batman Who Lies mission, the raid. Yeah. And this dude went right up in there. This dude went right up in there, hit Ivory. Ivory did, I don't even know what Ivory even did, but he went up in there. He hit Ivory. I see Ivory just lunge at him, and down he went. I was like, dude, how you get one-shotted by Poison Ivory of all people? We was all laughing. Tiffany was like, oh man. They were like, nope, no. You like, you need to stop taking Anthony. I was like, yo, what's up? I was like, dude, what tank you have on the hero side? I was like, I'm in tank. Yeah.
Eclipso is evil. Eclipso here for a reason.
Wow.
Oh, no problem. Oh, la. Let me see it. No, somebody send me a cat along.
Okay.
Hold on, let me. Well, after this, I gotta put on my phone. And I'm gonna link my phone to the PS, my PS4, so I can see these questions better.
Magic will purify you. Eclipso is evil. Leave him be.
See, in this particular game, man, what you want to do is, there's those, and I tell people this all the time. True, DC has like powers that are top tier, very top. They are top tier. Like Ice is one of them. but at the same time, dude, that's really like no super OP power, you know. If you know the power, if you research the power, their interactions, like how they work with each other, like how you increase your damage output and all that type of stuff, then you become OP at this game regardless, because the only thing you really need in DC is, you know your power, and you need skill points. This is a skill points type of game, you know. Like the minimum skill points you probably need to be like decent is like maybe like 100. So like 100, 150, which is real easy to get. Like you get half of that just by leveling up. But to be OP at this game, all you really need to do is be like, all you really need to do is read your power, read how they interact with each other, how you get the most out of it, and then that's pretty much it. And then create your loadout that suits your playstyle. Wherever your playstyle may be, you know, you're a DPS person, like me. Yeah, you know, you pick a DPS person like me. Yeah, you wanna pick something that's gonna burn ass quick. You wanna do other things while you're, doing damage, or doing just damage is not your thing. And you know, and trying to do like with my celestial player, you know, I do both healing and DPS. But I'm saying, like, really, it's how you do the game. Just study your power, test your loadout, see what's worked for your play style, and that's all you really need to do. That's how you become OP. Like, me and Valon can use any power in this game because we tested every power. We went to all loadouts, and we found ones that worked for us. So people don't understand, well, why you got this move up in there, why you got that move? Do you not read the power interactions? You know what this move does if you do this? And people really don't pay attention. Look at this. The psychic was popping this supercharge like it's no tomorrow. Like it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna supercharge. Yeah. Like, no. I don't know why they healer switched to DPS. Not like Don't get close to Bane. Close to Bane. Don't get close to Bane.
Watch it.
Well, comic book questions, you want to know about other people that was allowed? Oh, crap. On Themyscira, like some of the Justice League, because of Wonder, a lot of people in the Justice League get free passes to Themyscira, mostly because of Wonder Woman, and so mostly because of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's like, hey, these are my comrades in arms. I have just as much respect for these people as I do for the Amazon. So there has been like members of the Justice League, with the exception of the Flash. Flash fucked up when he went to Themyscira and pissed off the Amazon. Flash, because he went there, start flirting and messing around with the Amazon. Big mistake. Big mistake. So he's one of the few members of the Justice League that's banned. I am one. Unless it's like end of the world, life or death scenario, Barry Allen's Flash is not allowed. He is not allowed on Themyscira. but most of the most of the Justice League are because of Wonder Woman, and some of them did help the Amazons in need, especially in War of Light. So that's why, like, you know, John Stewart and Hal Jordan are allowed, because in War of Light, most of the Amazons was converted to the Sapphire Corps. So, and Wonder Woman herself was in the Sapphire Corps, and so because of, like, you know, how because of Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Kyle Rayner, they got free passes, but they mostly never go unless you know, a mission from OA or something takes them there. But other than that, they the only real person in the Justice League that's not allowed is Flash. Cause Flash went there and like, yeah, I'm gonna flirt with all the women type of ordeal, and the Amazon didn't pretty much appreciate that from Barry Allen that much. I think Barry Allen made it so no version of the Flash is allowed on Themyscira. So. He went there like, I'm gonna. Yeah, because Barry is because Barry Allen in the comic books, and I tell people, the Barry Allen you see in the CW shows is not the Barry Allen from the comic books. They made that Barry Allen, like the Barry Allen now is more serious from the comics. He's more serious, and that's mostly because the one in the comic books is more serious. But the original Barry Allen, he was like Deadpool with super speed. You know, that's the best way for me to put it. So he was like Deadpool, but with super speed. And that was the original Barry Allen. And so he went there, flirt with all the women from Themyscira, which is a big no-no, and created her father. Was like, oh no, he's not allowed back. And in fact, anyone that wears the mantle of a Flash is not allowed on Themyscira. She took it a step further. Speedsters in general are not allowed on Themyscira. That's what actually the Damn You Barry originated in the comics because of that. Because that was the battle cry for that is a dangerous combo. That, like, the original Flash was pretty. I tell people the original Flash, the comic book version of Barry Allen, he's Deadpool with super speed. Like all the humor you get from Deadpool, that was the original version of Barry Allen. But they made him more serious because of the CW shows. Because of the CW shows, they made him more serious. Like in the CW shows, Green Arrow and Flash, who was like the jokers or the jokes of the Justice League. In fact, like, you know, Barry Allen in earlier versions. Well, speedsters are in the original speedsters. Original speedsters wasn't pretty strong. But when you get into like the 46s, that when speedsters became godlike because it was like, oh, what can you do with? Because like what broke that norm was in the 46s was the speedster known as Green Lightning, and Green Lightning was the daughter of Barry, not Barry, but of Wally West and Iris West. She was the daughter of those two, and she came from the future. And that when Speedster was like, wait a second, we can time travel with super speed, and so that's when like they discovered like, oh, we can time travel, and so although we can time travel, we can do other things. We can travel to other dimensions. We can travel to other dimensions as well. So like, and so in later years, speedsters became more and more OP with and then Barry Allen pretty much became like the apex of speed. When he became the apex of speed, when he later disappeared in Crisis. And became one with the Speed Force, and became pretty much God, because he could be anywhere, he could be everywhere at once, even in other dimensions. He's the only person in DC that could go across the multiverse at once. No other DC character, God, especially in the God pantheon, had that power that Barry Allen had. And that was mostly because Barry Allen, he wasn't really like the strongest speedster, but Barry Allen, unlike most of the speedsters before him, was a scientist. So he approached the Speed Force from a scientific method, which like he then used like his knowledge of science. It's the more serious Barry Allen. He used his knowledge of science to like, how can I get the most out of the Speed Force? And that's when he became like pretty much the god of speed. Well, there are members of the Justice League that aren't irresponsible. Like I said, Flash being one of them. Barry Allen's Flash, gotta be more specific. I can group them all up in the same group. Barry Allen's Flash is irresponsible. Was irresponsible before the change, and then you have Green Arrow, who's pretty much like Green Arrow is pretty much like the other irresponsible ladies man. He's not allowed on Themyscira either, but mostly because everybody because one woman know that he's a playboy. So he's about to, I'm not gonna allow no playboy man on this island for the women. That's like letting the wolf loose in a chicken coop. So it's not one of the things you want to happen. But Green Arrow, Oliver Queen is not allowed on them. He's one of the members that's not allowed. Dr. Fate, he's allowed on Themyscira because he's part of the laws. He's part of the laws of order. So it's kind of hard to tell the Lord of Order where he's not allowed to go. So it's like, so they can't really ban Dr. Fate, but Dr. Fate respect the wishes of the Amazons to stay away. Hey, unless it's life or death, I'm not coming to Themyscira. But he is allowed because, like I said, he's the Lord of Order. You can't tell the Lord of Order where he can and can't go. So that's it is. The original and the fact that Stranger is allowed, but mostly because she's in the kind of like the same position as Dr. Fate, and no one really knows what the Phantom Stranger is. He takes on the image as a man, but he's like a supernatural being. The helmet requires a human host. So whoever wears the helmet of Nabu is the Dr. Fate. It's the new Dr. Fate. So, and not only that, but every Dr. Fate every Dr. Fate predecessor is also inside the helmet. So that's another thing. So it's like, we're being Dr. Fate, you're like the all-powerful Lord of Order, but at the same time, you have like everybody that was ever Dr. Fate ringing in your ears. So you're literally hearing voices when you put on the helmet. So, but those voices will tell you, but will pretty much guide you on a path of, you know, for being Dr. Fate. At one point in time, there was a woman who was the mantle of Dr. Fate, but temporarily though. But most of the Dr. Fates was men, and because most of the Dr. Fates were men, it was like, oh. So Dr. Fate is allowed, is now that he technically wouldn't be allowed on Themyscira, but like I said, you can't tell the Lord of Chaos where he can and can't go. Oh, thank you. It's the armor I'm wearing is called what's it called? The Salvatore, the Salvatore, the Servitor set. So it's like, I got the inspiration from like a Flash episode where the god of speed himself wore a armor like this, similar to this. I figure like, hey, I'm gonna wear the same thing. His armor looked a lot more legit than mine, but hey, I think I kind of imitated the style the best way I could. So, you know, I would prefer the spikes, but there's nothing up in here with the long spikes that Servitor actually had. So I can really get the God of Speed look as I wanted. But I got enough of it, so to be mildly satisfied with. Damn artifacts, man. Artifacts is not cool. I need one more dark coin. Damn it. I'm gonna get it from.
Ordinarily, we'd never need one of you human bugs. But the Green Lantern...
Yes, I keep track of all the CW series of the DC comics. The CW shows, the reason why I watch them is because, like, if you're looking for something close to the comic book material, the showrunners keep that show as close as possible to the comic books as they possibly can. So, because most of the showrunners are comic book fans. Granted, they do take their liberties on the shows, so they're not like 100%, but they still like if you watch it, if you watch an episode like Flash, Supergirl, Green Arrow, then you go to a comic, you're gonna see it they stay 60%. The shows stay 60% true to the comics. So, but the only thing they did was for like in the show to add cause like the CW shows are more drama based. So to add more drama, they changed the personalities of the characters. Yep, as we got a month. We got less than 2 months before the crossover event which is packed with so many people. So and they still coming and they still adding and taking away the characters. So so just recently DC confirmed the rumor that got leaked that Lucifer, the guy from Lucifer, is actually going to be in the show as Lucifer. So they confirmed that rumor. They were trying to keep that rumor on hush until the crossover. It was supposed to be like the big surprise for the crossover, but it got leaked. It got leaked before the crossover. They was going to announce that he was going to be there like a couple of weeks before the crossover. In like early December, they was going to announce the guy for Lucifer, but it got leaked. And DC couldn't, keep the leak on hush. So they're like, well, we about to just confirm it. He's going to be there.
Even with a screwy ring.
So like, oh, okay. The Monitor is reviving Lex to serve his own personal end. So the Monitor is really not a good guy. So in the whole DC Whammer thing. So the fact that he, trying to prevent a crisis is kind of like, you wouldn't have been a guy I'd pick to trying to put an end to a crisis event. So you be the guy I used to put a start to a crisis event, which they kind of did. But I was like, nah, if this was me, you would have been like the big bad. But they doing the anti-monitor, so I was like, okay, you're doing the anti-monitor thing, big bad. So you know what? I don't personally have a grudge to do that. Yeah, see, but mostly in the comic books, the Monitor, which is one of the Monitor, which is like one of the beings of the fifth realm. He is usually neutral, even in the comic. But even though he's neutral, he still pops up every once in a while and wreak havoc for the DC heroes, to a point like, you realize him, you really kind of like, you kind of like a villain. So sometimes he comes and give them warnings on events like, hey, listen, this is about to happen, y'all need to get ready for it. But other times he's a douchebag, and some of the times he calls it. So he'll warn them like, hey, this event is coming, you need to be prepared for it. Then next thing you know, you find out that, oh wait, the reason why you know this is coming because you caused it. And so, it's like you setting a fire and then calling the fire department to put it out. That's pretty much what the anti-monitor is. The Monitor. Pretty much what the Monitor does. So,
their will and Zappo, no more construct. The throwdown continues closer to
but you're right. He is the guy they picked is a perfect guy for it.
Interesting how Sinestro refuses to.
Oh no, the Monitor is the jerk of the DC universe. Like, I call him the god of jerkiness because he's a fucking jerk on so many levels. Because he's just that guy.
Ramirez, take point. Think you know what fear means? Then you can show some of our.
That's it. The Monitor is one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. He can literally like snap his fingers and solve most of the problem that goes on in DC. But he chooses not to because his thing is, I like to watch, I like to observe. So he can like in actuality, the Monitor can snap his finger and that's the end of Crisis. In fact, in comic book Crisis, he could have did something, but he was like, "No, this is too entertaining for me to do anything. So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch y'all all kill each other, and then if it gets to a point where I feel like this is no longer entertaining and I get bored, then I'm gonna come in and do something about it." So and then he comes in, he does something about it when he's like, "Oh, this is no longer entertaining for me. So now it's time for me to put an end to it." Oh wait, that's all over. So you know, like yes, the Monitor is a jerk. He's the dude you don't want to have at your house for dinner. He's still like the party crasher. But the character he's playing, but the character is playing him pretty good.
Beginning the construct assembly now.
Yep. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, but the Monitor, what he does is, even though he watches, he also creates certain events for his own personal amusement. So what he does is like that. He creates the event. He get amused off it, and you know so he pretty much sets the fire, watch the world burn, and then once he gets tired of the world burning to the point that it boils him, then he like, okay, now it's time for me to bring this to an end. So yeah, he lives up to his name, the Monitor, but he's still a jerk. He's still a jerk. Under any circumstances, he's the guy you don't want to really see appear. Every time he appears, Superman like, okay, what you gonna do now? It's like seeing him. It's like every time Music Maestro and the other dude for the 50 and the one with the hard pronounced name, Mr. Liffey, I forget it. I don't know how to say his name, but the stupid leprechaun from the Fifth Dimension. So every time they see those two, they know like this is it's not gonna be good for us. The other Monitor is the same way. It's like some bruh. So like most of DC troubles always starts with them. He's almost like that. He's not the he's the dude that sets the that dude. But he's the dude that sets the fire so he can watch the world burn. And then once he gets bored, he then set it right. He don't blame you for it because he knows, hey, I did it. What you gonna do about it? You know, and you can't really do about it. You really can't. But because he's the Monitor. So I mean, he's the Monitor. The only person that could really beat him was one person that could really stop him, and he was pretty much feared. Was Sword or Superman, was pretty much like Superman, like God, like the most God-like version of Superman that we ever gonna get, because he could that Superman can literally create galaxies in the palm of his hand. So it was like, dude, like you really